Well, good morning. It's thrilling to have a health-focused event at the COP. It makes a lot of sense because, after all, our work on climate is to improve the human condition. And health, which allows people to thrive, be educated, and fulfill their potential, is the ultimate measure of whether we are reducing inequity. Nobody would be better off in a world with fewer carbon emissions, where we're reducing our interventions to reduce illness, starvation, and death. The reason that climate affects health are multiple. We have vector-borne diseases showing up in places that they never did before. For example, African cities that are at altitudes that mosquitoes didn't thrive at the past. The higher temperatures are changing that. When we have flood events, we see not only do mosquitoes thrive, but we also have diarrheal diseases showing up. And then in a direct sense, particularly for people who farm outdoors, there's the effect of heat stress. The WHO's estimated that over the next 2 decades, climate change will be responsible through these mechanisms for over 5 million deaths. Now, to put that in perspective, we need to remember we've made a lot of progress in global health. The funding for vaccines actually now is at a point where it's saved over 25 million lives. The funding for HIV has saved over 20 million lives. And if we take these next 20 years, just a disease like TB alone will be over 20 million deaths. So as we think about our limited aid budgets, which there are many, many demands on, one of the key things is to understand whether new pledges are additional. Are we preserving the basic health commitments that we've made, for example, in the funding of Gavi and vaccines? I believe that we can do both things. We can stay committed to health and not shift resources away and deal with this nexus of health and climate. What does that nexus look like? Well, it primarily comes through the effect on the agricultural system. Kids who are not malnourished are far, far less likely to die when they get infected with diarrhea, pneumonia, or malaria. And so it's through crop failure and worse nutrition that we see potentially in some areas a reversal of the incredible progress we've made cutting childhood deaths in half. Now, on the first day of COP, it was fantastic. We had commitments about food systems and agricultural innovation. So having crops that are both more productive and can deal with these temperature increases and getting more information and credit and advice to farmers will be a major offset. So here we see that health, agriculture, and climate are very much tied together. When we think about something like malaria, our goal as a world has to be ambitious there as well. We should want to eradicate malaria. The climate challenge, for example, the floods in Pakistan, led to thousands of additional malaria deaths there, just to underscore the need to get going on getting rid of malaria. We have new tools that are at the lab level that decimate mosquito populations. There's a lot of work to be done, which will be led by scientists from all over the world, particularly African scientists, to make sure these are ready to be deployed. But for all of these vector-borne diseases, yellow fever, dengue, malaria, these new innovations give us a chance at a reasonable cost to make progress. And so that dream that even in the face of climate, by investing in these health interventions, not letting that be pushed off to the side, and by doubling down on the CG system, we can make progress. We've had 2 miracles in development in the past, the Green Revolution and reducing these childhood deaths in half. we can take the lessons from those, add our climate investments, and continue to make progress. Thank you.